been a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Everything good? Yeah, I see the comments already going.
Can we have a minute to silence for all the vaccinated players because their careers are sadly done?
Oddly, Milan, we were just talking about this. We've been talking about this same topic for a couple of weeks here. By the way, if the computer cuts out, you know the drill. Sorry about it. We'll start a second video. But we were just talking about that, right?
Yep.
So we started a little bit early just to kind of chill for a minute, make sure the sound's good. So we haven't done this in a while, as you know, but it's nice to be back.
Moment of silence.
Let's go. Come on.
Sabalenka, Azarenka.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Djokovic. I'm sure they all have to be vaccinated now. I'm sure they all have to now. They have no choice. They basically gave him no choice.
All right. Well, let's start.
They don't have a choice.
So let's start right out of the bag with that. So
no. Before we start out, thank you to one of our viewers, Rahesh. Love it. Love the basket. You know I'm gonna eat the chocolates. And little guy got a gift, so I'm gonna wrap it up for him. Thank you, Rahesh. He always thinks about us every Christmas.
Yeah, he sent as well like some little
Ooh,
some airplanes. You shoot them.
Starbucks do chocolate. I can't wait.
By the way, the Djokovic poster still remains. Last year, a gentleman from a water polo club sent us that. So again, if you want to replace the banner, send something, and we'll cover that up. But so far, Djokovic has reigned supreme, as is his #1 ranking. All right, so let's get started. Let's roll. Welcome back, everyone, to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is what, Tuesday?
Yes.
Tuesday, December the 8th, I think, 2021. As you know, we always start run-ups for the majors as they approach, and the Australian Open is here. Let's go. Come on. Can't wait. Real quickly, thanks as always to our sponsors, Y-Tech Strings, Ivor Savage, the owner. Diadem has gotten on board, so thanks to Diadem and our representative, Adam Friel. We will potentially not be doing our fantasy teams for the Australian Open. We will do the $500 cash giveaway. We will do that no matter what, but Carla and I have been asked to potentially help or to go coach or kind of expand our 5K tennis teaching to a bigger facility. So if we do that, we may not have as much time to do shows. So we'll see, but we'll still do the $500 cash giveaway. Mm-hmm. All right. Thoughts on the 2022 season begin now. Put in comments, any comments that you have. But I wanted to start with what Milan was just talking about and his messages as we turned on the show. And that is, will Djokovic play the Australian Open? As we know, we can't say that he's not vaccinated, but I think either way, personal business. I agree with this. Does Djokovic play? I know he's in Australia now for, I think it's the Davis Cup, right? We'll talk about that format in just a little bit. But Djokovic, does he play the Australian Open?
Of course he does. He would be stupid if he doesn't, right? I mean, I feel like they gave him no choice. We know he's playing the ATP Cup. So that means he has to be in Australia, or he's going to be in Australia. So, of course, he would play the Australian Open. I mean, I don't think we need to know whether he's vaccinated or not. I think they made a rule that if you are unvaccinated, you have to quarantine. I know a few of our students that have traveled overseas. They have to take a test before they get on a plane. After they board, they have to take another test, and they have to quarantine. So I'm sure he's probably doing all that if he's not vaccinated. Now,
there's always a loophole sometimes in rules and regulations, right? So correct me if I'm wrong. I think if you are already in Australia for X amount of time, which he will be, then I think he still will be eligible to play unvaccinated. That may not be true. So don't call that factual.
I read their exemptions if you were pregnant, which I thought, well, who's going to play while you're pregnant on the Australian Open, you know? So I was reading all the exemptions that they were given if you were allergic to the shot. There's a whole list of things. So, I mean, of course he's going to play the Australian Open. Is he being a drama queen? I don't think so. It is your right as a human being to do what you want to do with your body. Just like, I hate to bring this up, abortions, many people hate them. I'm not for them. But again, that is their body. Yep. You can't tell someone what to do with their body. For that, let's go to China and let's see what happened to, what's her name? Shuai Peng. And then, We can go to China. We can go to a communist country,
Yeah. And so the two things you mentioned pregnancy just then, I think Kristina Pliskova is pregnant.
Right.
So congratulations to her. That is Carolina Pliskova's sister. I think twin sister. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Djokovic will play if how do I put this? I think Djokovic will play whether or not he tells us he's vaccinated or not. I think.
Didn't he play at the U.S. Open though, Michael Walker? Well, I mean, he was unvaccinated at that moment.
Look, if Novak does not play, that really gives Nadal an opportunity to capitalize and to go one up on him. I don't think I don't think Djokovic wants to risk that. Djokovic isn't getting any younger, but nonetheless, what do you think? If Djokovic doesn't play the Australian Open, is it a really straightforward tournament for a rested Rafa?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
He's going to play. I don't think we can even think he's not. He's going to play.
Yeah. I think Djokovic will definitely play. If not, I think there'll be a hash mark on the Australian Open, right? Mm-hmm. Just some other BS that we have to, suck up. Anyway, if Djokovic doesn't play,
he's going to play.
I don't think I'll be as interested in the Australian Open.
Yeah.
And I doubt that anyone, if he doesn't play, will guess the finalists and winners for $500 cash either, because it would be like flipping a coin, right? I mean, who are you going to take? Zverev or Medvedev?
Yeah, he's not. I can't even say. Why are we even asking that? Exactly, Josh. Stupid. It would be stupid. I mean, he dominate at the surface, even though I don't think he's going to dominate this year. I have a feeling that.
Why don't you think he'll dominate this year?
You just said age.
Well, time and tide wait for no man. He's getting older, but not like, he's not turning into an old man tomorrow.
No, but I just think that, the other players are, you slow down when you get a little bit older. Factual, right? We've seen him play against a few. I haven't watched, honestly, any of the tennis, but I heard Zverev beat him. We've seen quite a few matches, maybe mentally he's not, 100. He doesn't believe in himself 100%. There's always the 1% doubt in your head. Don't tell me that we're Superman or we're God. We're not. There's always a doubt in your head. There was a doubt in his head. Obviously, too much pressure at the U.S. Open. So you telling me that he's going 100% confidence to the Australian Open? No one does.
Well, yes and no. I think Djokovic is a step above everyone, especially at the Australian Open, because he's won it so many times. It's like his backyard, right? Mm-hmm. Djokovic, for me, is already the greatest of all time. And that 21 for a lot of people need to be there for him to do so. And I know he wants that badly. So if he doesn't play, I would be really disappointed in the whole tournament. And that's I guess that's how I want to put it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would hold the pizzazz that it should.
Going to Michael Walker back to Mike. He said rules have changed in New York since U.S. Open. Ask Kyrie Irving of New York Knicks. Again, it was his choice, I mean, I'm sorry, choice. When you go to the doctor and they ask you, hey, do you want a flu shot? You have the right to say yes or no, don't you? Do you want this shot? You have the right to say yes or no. I mean, I'm sure everybody got COVID in the world, right? By now, whether you know it or not. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I don't understand. There's so much going on. You got to take one booster shot. You got to take a second booster shot. You got to take this booster shot. I feel like sometimes we're playing a video game. A, jump. B, to C. I don't know. I might piss off some people.
Yeah, and we're not trying to do that.
I'm not trying to do that. But I'm just saying that is their choice as athletes. If they want to take a stand against it and not play, that's their choice.
Yeah, I've said this 100 times before. I feel like this whole thing is being used to push forward dividing and conquering. Some other ism or some other belief, one way or the other, that one group of people is going to like you if you do it, and the other group of people is going to not like you if you don't. So it's a shit sandwich, but I think that one should reserve the right to keep their, mouth shut. When I have a person come visit me, or if I meet a new student, do I walk up to him and be like, yo, did you get your polio vaccination, bro? Huh? I think there's some pettiness to it, but again, not my call.
No.
Right.
No.
Carlo, let me ask you a question. All of you. Does Rafael Nadal win a major in 2022?
Maybe.
So just a maybe.
Maybe. His is also questionable. Absolutely. As we get older, come on, I've realized it more and more as an athlete that as I've gotten older, I want to hit the shots that I know how to hit. I want to get to the ball, I think I can do certain things, but the body hurts and it doesn't allow you to do things. And I'm sorry, at at a high level with that much pressure. I don't know. There's no guarantees this year. Definitely not. No.
Rafael Nadal gets a maybe win the French Open from Carla, a staunch fan. That says a lot.
Maybe I'm maybe for Nadal. Definitely not for Federer. Needs to retire. And Djokovic, he's not. We're going into 2022. I think the other guys have a shot this time.
Who is the second favorite besides Nadal, if he's still the favorite? Who's the second favorite to win Roland Garros this year? In your opinion, I don't care what the sports writers say. If you're watching the show,
you got Nadal, Djokovic right there.
Yeah, if you guys are watching the show, you're a sports enthusiast. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So I think our opinion is equally as credible as any sports writer. After all, some of these sports writers don't really know much about the game and just write about it. But who's the second favorite in your opinion? What's Dominic Thiem going to do in 2022?
Nothing.
How is Casper Ruud going to perform in 2022?
Come on, for all of you guys who watched that, Casper Ruud didn't.
I told you. I told you halfway. I picked Casper Ruud to make the U.S. Open final at the end of the year. He didn't do too bad. Did he not make the ATP finals? We didn't even watch that.
I can't even tell you what's going on in the tennis world. You've got what did they have? The Davis Cup. So much tennis at the end.
Okay, I don't know. Thank you. When I'm
confused.
Yeah, when I was talking a minute ago, I told you that you mentioned two things in your last kind of segment there. Mm-hmm. You mentioned actually you mentioned three things, but one of the things you mentioned was the Davis Cup. Now, my last name is Davis. Our last name is Davis, and as you all know, the Davis Cup changed formats. But 2 years ago, this past year, the Davis Cup would always be in different locations, and you would play it throughout the year. Anyway, now it's a tournament that takes place right in the jam-packed end of the year. So this is one of the things that bothers me about Novak Djokovic right now and what his team is doing, because he's playing the Davis Cup, which is going on like right now, right? Mm-hmm. So my problem with that—
They lost. I think Russia won.
That's okay. Russia always has a very strong Davis Cup team. They have players deep. They don't necessarily have just one great player. They have a bunch of good players. And in team format, a bunch of good players is better than a team with one player. But Djokovic is going to roll into January with absolutely zero break. He played the ATP Finals. Then he goes into the Davis Cup, which is ongoing now. Thoughts, everyone, on the Davis Cup format? I think it's too grinding. I mean, you have to basically go through a tournament after the ATP Finals and before the Australian swing starts. There's warm-up tournaments before the Australian Open that start at the end of December. We're talking, what are the tournaments? Help me out. New Zealand, that's Auckland. There's one in Melbourne, I think. I think there's one in Sydney, I think. Yeah, Sydney. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but nonetheless, they cram this tournament at the end of the year. I think that the Davis Cup was purchased, the rights to it was purchased by a sports company that allocates or works with soccer or football and promoting that. So I don't know who's going to bitch about it first, the players or the customers or the team members. I have no idea, but I don't like the way the year is now crammed full of bullshit. Agree?
Yeah, it's a lot of tennis.
It's a lot.
It's too much. I mean, I really did, guys. I'm sorry, but I didn't even watch Indian Wells. That just shows you how interesting tennis is right now for me. It's not at all, And then I didn't even watch Djokovic play against Zverev. And when Zverev beat him, I was like, okay, big deal. Should have beat him at a slam, Medvedev did that,
If Djokovic and Zverev played in the finals at the Australian Open this year, does Puppy Hater have a chance?
No, I don't think so. Unless he's improved something. I did see him at the gym though. Like I've seen his Instagram stuff, working out and stuff. And he's built like you, and that's reality. I think no matter how much, I've always given him grief over not building muscle. Maybe that's just how he's built. Maybe he can't build his quads. Maybe he can't build his arms. Maybe he can't get thicker. Maybe his metabolism is super quick. I don't know. Some people are built that way.
It's a conundrum.
Yeah.
Have we seen the last of Roger Federer? Does Roger Federer make it back into a tournament this year without having to retire or pull out early? Have we seen?
I think that Federer needs to go enjoy his rich life and forget about tennis. I mean, it's just getting further and further away from him. Michael Walker says, "Where did your son decide to go to the university?" Ooh. Well, he got into the Coast Guard Academy, which is better than any university, but he is still waiting which is a full ride. Everything's paid for, plus they pay him. He's still waiting
Let's
for the
go.
So I don't have to worry about
Come
college.
on.
I got another one in the academy. That's 2. So
okay, so yeah, let's actually break down Mike's question. What's up, Mike? You know I love you like a bro. Let's go. Seriously. But our oldest son is in his 2nd year at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Our next son in line, Christopher, who's a really solid tennis player, has already gotten offered 3 full scholarships already. 1 to the United States Coast Guard Academy in Connecticut, 1 to Norwich University in Vermont, and 1 to Vanderbilt University in Tennessee. He's still holding out for a hopeful acceptance into the United States Air Force Academy, the United States Naval Academy, or West Point in New York. So that's where he's at. So right now he's holding out, but worst case, he can go to the United States Coast Guard Academy, Vanderbilt, or Norwich,
I already told
but
him.
It would be the Coast Guard Academy. If that was it, it would be the Coast Guard Academy. Okay.
Well, let's talk about something, because Ying Hao, he's very
Stop, Ying Hao.
He's very passionate about this whole thing with Shuai Peng. He's saying
that's the next topic.
He said that it was not translated right in Mandarin. He said that she said that she had an affair with him, and that they're making it sound like it's rape.
I'm glad Ying Hao, of course, here. Love you like a brother. You know that. He's like the only person that actually looks at the pictures. So I post these pictures, just to let you know we're still alive, even though we can't do a show. But let's talk about Shuai Peng. How this sees us in terms of the media, propaganda, whatever you call it. When we flip on SportsCenter or we read the news, this is how we are told it is. And we'll have Yin Hao Kur tell us how it really is. He's there. Okay. Number 1, this is the story. We heard that Shuai Peng was sexually assaulted by someone high up in the government or former. We were told that she came out and said that after she said that she was potentially captured and held against her will, and no one had heard from her in a very long time. Now, a couple of weeks. So why is that? Why is it our business to know where a resident of China is? I'll tell you why. Number 1, we live in kind of a global world now, and I know there's countries and people and isms that try to stop, I guess you could call globalism or whatever it is. But tennis is an international language. Tennis does not have boundaries. Tennis is a brotherhood or sisterhood of people. Tennis is about fun, fitness, friendships. Look, Carla and I, and all of you, Shirley, we can go anywhere on the planet, just the way we're dressed, the way we walk, the way we present ourselves, and someone will say, hey, you play tennis, don't you? How'd you know? I can just tell the way you walk, the way you're built, whatever. Shuai Peng she won 2 majors, didn't she? Or 3, didn't she win 2 doubles and 1 in mixed doubles? Didn't she win? How many majors does Shuai Peng have in doubles? 2, 3, 1, something. She's won Wimbledon though, I think. And with that said, she is someone that the tennis world loves. She's had a great career. So when you have other brothers and sisters, whether it's a men's locker room or women's locker room, and you are breaking bread together, you're training on the same courts, and you see each other day in and day out, it's like that's like look, if Carla, you weren't my wife, but if you are my wife, but if you weren't, and we were at the same clubs every day, and we played each other in tournaments, and we got in shit together, we were hurt together. If you came up missing one day, wouldn't you be pissed off, or wouldn't I be, and just say, where is this girl? She's a quality girl. Why can't we talk to this girl? And that's okay. So we're told now that she has had a couple of video calls or chats or whatever, but she sounds subdued, not speaking like she usually does, coming from former players that have been around her a lot. This isn't the way she normally talks. This isn't her normal.
The social media got cut off. It's almost like when you're in the Middle Eastern countries. You say something, it gets shut down. They shut down the social media for those people living in the country. That's just how it is. They are controlled.
Communism.
You are controlled. I mean, if you live in China, you are controlled.
Well, I think we're all being controlled somewhat now.
But you're controlled more. We are all controlled. That's true.
We have the vaccine.
We are all controlled. That's
true.
It
isn't being forced to take the vaccine a way of being controlled?
We are all controlled. That's true.
There you go.
You will do it, but it's worse in other places, so you would die. Whatever. But again, it's kind of hard to translate, say, affair to rape. That's a fair rape. That's a real big difference there. I mean, how do you confuse that? I mean, a fair rape. I don't know.
So that's how we, Yin Hao.
Yeah, I agree, Jack Nolte. There has to be some truth. Come on, it's like, you saw, we were watching Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh, yeah, the Wolverines.
Okay, but we saw that the doctor was sexually molesting the students, the boys.
The boys players.
I mean, these things happen, and unfortunately, they're all over us. You know, they're all over the world. Someone deals with something like this.
Yeah, there's always some sketchy stuff going on, and people aren't being quiet about it anymore. I do wonder one thing. You know, there's nothing new in places where your vernacular is controlled, i.e., Afghanistan, from women or wherever, you know. But the thing with Shuai Peng that I don't get on her side is she knows where she is. She knows where she's from. She knows she's in China. She knows if she opens up her mouth, she's going to get really blasted. Why did she say that? I mean, she should have waited until she went to a tournament in the United States and said, hey, you know, I need protection. I need immunity here. But let me tell you what happened. It was stupid of her to say it there. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She was one of the most successful Chinese tennis player, at least currently. I'm not sure historically. Someone check my math on that. But why in the hell did she open her mouth there? She should have just waited till Wimbledon or the Australian Open and then gone to the authorities there, and they would have granted her diplomatic immunity, and she wouldn't be in the situation. So I think it was really dumb of her to say that there. At the same time,
unless Yinghao was saying that it wasn't a fair and that maybe they're overdoing it. Well, apparently WTA doesn't, and neither does the United States. Apparently they got the translation wrong.
Yeah, how do you? I
don't know.
Wait a minute. There's no way you can make the term sexual harassment
he says,
not a big deal.
She had an affair with the former premier for about 2 years. The guy broke it off, and she didn't like it, so she eventually decided to speak up.
Oh, snap!
Did you speak to her? Did you call her and ask her that, or is that what they're saying?
Let me repeat that, because this is a bomb drop. Okay,
but wouldn't they kick her ass for that?
She saying a lie? So speaking of Shuai Peng, she had an affair with the former premier for about 2 years. The guy broke it off and she didn't like it. So she eventually decided to speak up on it. However,
wouldn't she get her ass kicked?
But what I'm asking, if that's true, is that just what the media there is saying to try to make it? It's like propaganda.
It's hard to believe anybody.
Yeah, and you got and Yinhao, you must know that currently the whole Taiwan and China and the U.S. trying to stabilize the region or maybe destabilize, and then you go to the east and you have you have Ukraine, and Ukraine is just kind of surrounded there. So it's like the U.S. is being pushed on both fronts. So I think it's propaganda, yes, but I don't know. I don't know why.
There is some truth to it for sure.
There's some truth.
I'm sure there is, because come on, how is it? Especially in the United States, you might get away with it, but not in China. You're going to pay the price for saying a lie.
That's what I'm saying. And she was born and raised, or I'm born and raised there, right? I didn't do my homework on this. She should know.
Lina, who was a Australian Open champion, a French Open champion, said that they would take most of her prize money, and that's why she decided to leave China, go elsewhere, so they wouldn't take her money. They control them. She even said that.
By the way,
Lina was a great player, to me, a great person, and even she said that. You didn't mess over there. They controlled you. They told you what to do. You watch these gymnastics. You can't tell me those little girls are happy. I've seen videos of kids get their ass beat to be the best. You can't tell me that it's not controlled over there.
No doubt. Yeah. By the way, you just mentioned prize money. This is a big thing for me, for Carla and I. Gene Swart, what's up? He's on now. He's our moderator, by the way. He keeps all the dirty words out.
Sorry, I said ass and a lot of
No. That I admit that as a metaphor. You can say all you want. Doesn't matter. Anyway. But Gene Swart, for a couple of years has done this, and we always tell Gene Swart, man, tell your mom that we're cool. Just let us pay you something. Let us pay you something. Finally, my man got a bank account. We finally was able to pay the brother. Let's go, Gene. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Excited. She told me he got a bank account, and I was like, pay the brother. Let's go. Send it. I think he got it right then, right? Mm-hmm. Get down. Let's go, Gene Swart.
Yeah, again, there has to be some truth. There's always a truth to something. Like whenever you hear a president was a child molester, believe me, there is truth to that. There is always truth. It might not be 100% true, but there's always a truth to some of these gossips we hear.
Yeah, and we'll squash it on this. When I was a child, sometimes we would go to these various camps, whether it was camping in the woods or tennis camps or basketball camps, played a lot of basketball, football camps, played football younger. But in these camps, there would always be this game that any camp would play, and any good camp counselor would let the kids play to teach them a life lesson. What would happen is, say there was 100 kids in the camp. All 100 children, or all of us, boys, girls, would sit all around in a huge circle, right? And one of the counselors would go up to someone and say, hey, I'm going to whisper something in your ear. And then I want you to go to the circle and then whisper it to the person's ear to your left. And then that person is going to whisper it in the ear to that person's left. And no one's going to say it loudly. And it's going to go all the way around the circle and come back to the person next to that person and see what was said. So, the moral of the story is, it would start, hey, the dog crossed the road to get a cat. And it would come back across at the end of the circle. John Doe went to Mars and, shot a palm tree or something. It was so far from the truth. And that was only 100 people. Think a global story. Look, Shuai Peng was dumb to speak up about anything in China. That was like stupid. But nonetheless, if there's truth to it, we do know that she's a human being and must be accounted for, right? Just because you're a communist country that may be correct, and maybe she just was sleeping around and being a hoe. Maybe she's a hoe. I don't know. But all I'm getting at is the hoe don't deserve to get, jacked up and stuck in a cell. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe didn't get stuck in a cell.
Okay.
No, she got killed. No, just like...
Oh yeah, did JFK have Marilyn Monroe assassinated? It's possible. Nothing new underneath the sun.
Man.
Okay.
What do you think about the WTA's move to suspend the tournaments in China?
If it's true, I would agree.
Yeah, if it's true, I would agree.
Now, do you think? Now, again,
but there's COVID.
But hold on.
COVID.
Hold on, no. If you don't pay attention to geopolitics, if you do not pay attention to geopolitics, I know some of you do, some of you don't. But right now, China has a semi-aggressive posture against Taiwan. It's their land. Could you imagine going to the beach every day and sitting on the beach and looking out and seeing a big ass island that's huge, has 2 million people on it, and they say they're not part of your country? I'd be pissed too. So I get China's grief in it. And then you got so look, there's a pissing match between the two countries. So wouldn't you think that the WTA would be pushed economically by governing bodies? Hey, let's take some more money away from the damn Chinese because they keep building their military and they're going to freaking take Taiwan and we can't defend it. So let's cut them off economically. If you think that there's no politics in tennis that involve geopolitics and economics, you're foolish. This absolutely has stuff to do with China's aggressive posture and who's in our White House now. Period. Mm-hmm. Go to the east and look at Ukraine. Same thing there.
They may not be communists, but don't they got little? I don't even want to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to go there. Any third world country or any country that's been communist or stuff like that. I mean, they still don't have a lot of freedom. I know because I've lived in third world countries. I know. About
a week ago, Carla and I read an article. And why am I bringing this up? Because, oh my gosh, this guy's a fool. Nick Kyrgios, okay? We talked about Nick Kyrgios ad nauseum for years, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, okay? We know who Nick Kyrgios is. It is what it is, okay? Nick Kyrgios was asked on an Australian podcast. I didn't get the name of the podcast, but Nick Kyrgios was asked about Venus Williams and Serena Williams. Nick Kyrgios, not quoting per se, but his and you could probably Google up this article. That's how I did it. But Nick Kyrgios says it was very uncomfortable for him to play mixed doubles with Serena Williams. He was really uncomfortable, didn't like her energy at all. On the other hand, he said that Venus Williams was the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and was a splendid and legendary human being. Only reason why I bring this up is I know a lot of people have that same mindset. And I thought that's one credible thing he says. Yes, I know plenty of people that have met Serena. Carla lived with that crew for a little while, right?
Not live with them. We used to visit. We used to visit
whatever.
them a lot, yeah.
So I get it. At the same point in time, the article was also talking about Nick Kyrgios like cheating on his girlfriend and woke up in some hotel room with.
He only plays well when he gets sex.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do we need to read this? I don't get it. This guy's an
idiot. So then the article proceeds to talk about his ability to play better when he has an active sex life. So let me ask you a question. You can't tell me that tennis is not selling its soul on certain things like this. You have a player that hardly wins anymore and just, just goes for broke and snaps his forehand, whatever. And he puts on a good show. But at the same time, now we have to read about active sex lives of tennis players. ragging on one person, but yet, praising the other one. Now, Carla, why did Nick Kyrgios say it was uncomfortable to play with Serena Williams?
Because she would take over the match. She would play everything. She's trying to tell you politely, you suck, man.
Yeah, so he said that when he played mixed doubles with Serena Williams, that she would be a ball hog. She would chase everything down, like kind of get out of the way. And
well, what he's saying was that she was a ball hog. Yeah.
Well,
I do that too when I think you suck.
But at the same time, Nick Kyrgios also said supposedly to her that, yo, girl, I'm a dude. You get out of the way. So I think there was a little cat fight between.
Michael Walker says, you're reading it out of context.
Okay, well then tell me, because I kind of quoted it a little bit, but I'll read yours. But we read the articles together. I think.
And then Ying Hao said, Justin, think of it this way: Hawaii is no more American than Hawaiian is Chinese.
Good point, but wait a minute. Let me think about that. Hawaii is no more American. Okay, I mean I get it. Look.
It's Moses, by the way. We got Moses.
Look. I do Yin Hao on China's behalf on this one. I do understand. At least historically, and studying that in college, I did a lot of it as my minor. I get it. An empire has been around for a couple thousand years, and there's this island right there that you can see, and there's like a whole economy there, and you think it's yours. I mean, I understand it. It's interesting. Here's a question for Yin Hao Core and Yin Hao Core only because he's there. What happens first? A conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in Taiwan or neither? Or both? Good question. I'll watch this.
He says Nick is using humor. That's what Michael Walker said. To me, Nick is like a caveman.
Caveman.
Looks like a caveman. I don't know why any girl would want to be with him. He's ugly.
He's all hairy.
He don't know. He don't walk right. He don't talk right. He don't look right. He don't speak right.
He looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
He's just not right. Sorry. I don't even read his articles. That's why I don't. Anytime I see him, I just go to the next page. Like if I see him, Eugenie Bouchard, next page, I don't even bother. Just saying.
No doubt. The new Davis Cup format. Do you have a problem with it? I really.
What's the format? I don't even know.
Okay. See. Okay.
I don't even care.
Now, even though
I don't care.
This is odd. Carla's the type of person that'll read something and then she'll finish it, and then like 2 days later she doesn't remember what she read because we did 2 entire shows on this topic.
I don't care. That's why.
We did like a 1-hour show.
Yeah, we
2
did,
years
but
ago.
I don't remember. I remember that they had to qualify. It's shorter now.
It's in a tournament format at the end of the year when players should be resting. Anyway,
sorry, Michael. His posture ridiculous. When he's 60, he'll be like, "Yo, what's up, baby?" Ugly dude. Ugly.
Okay, question for everyone. Let's see what the majority says. Who ends the year 2022? Knocking on the door. Ranked number 1 at the end of the year next year in the WTA as well as in the ATP.
For WTA, let's play the lottery. Let's all do like a lottery ticket and we'll all guess. Like at the names, they have the names. You know how you have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. You pick numbers, we put all the names, all the top 200, and we fill it in. Then we put it through the machine and roll it out, and then we'll see the name.
I disagree with you there. I think the first major of the year, I think on Australia.
You said who end up number 1?
Well, I was going to build a story, but okay. I'll save you the
build a story.
I think Osaka does it. I think Osaka had been through the ringer a little bit. She's been.
I hope so.
And look, I've given her hell too, but I hate to say it. I've given her grief about her boyfriend and
I hope so.
The middle finger. I'm apologizing to Osaka now. I'm sorry about all that.
You beat her up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but look, we're athletes. That was 2021, Naomi. That was 2021. I said what I said. I'm past it.
It definitely won't be.
Forward. Let's go, Naomi.
It definitely won't be Raducanu. Who?
Oh. Okay.
It definitely will not be her.
Sorry,
Michael Walker.
And in the ATP, obviously Djokovic. He has another couple years, I think, at number 1. He's going to set the bar so high on weeks at number 1. It's going to be
Nobody
crazy.
Nobody will touch that. Yeah.
Okay. Next thing, I broke a record. I broke a personal record. Sometimes when Carla and I go off and start venting, mainly just me, people will like unsubscribe. Right? That's okay. It doesn't matter. This is just family and fun. Doesn't really matter, whatever. But I did like a 2-minute rant on Emma Raducanu. And if you missed that, go ahead and see it, because if you want to unsubscribe after, go ahead and get it over with. I want those numbers to kind of finally bottom out, so I know that video is done with. But I did a 2-minute rant in my bedroom when I was just fixing to get in the shower, like this. And basically the moral of the story was Raducanu who, not Raducanu, but Raducanu who, but after she won the US Open, I went off that this person will do nothing. This was just absolutely a part of a crappy year and a year and a half of COVID and all this stuff. And what happened anyway, but after I made that video, and you got to see it, it was epic. I think I had a beer or two or something, and I just was like, let's go. Come on, Raducanu, give me some. Come on.
You look crazy with the hair.
It was one of these type deals. But I personally lost like 87 subscribers within 20 minutes of that video.
Yes. We should make a show like, I want to lose subscribers.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this show for you.
Yes, I need to do that. That's a great idea.
You.
I'm gonna make
I want you to hate me.
I'm gonna make an unsubscribe video.
I like William Spencer's comment. Cut him some slack. His shoulders are weighted down with all his titles. Twitter troll comment of the day titles.
Oh, I got a Philburn Blair. Yeah, he said he saw it. Look, I was frustrated because I just had to watch Raducanu, pardon me. Who is that? Who the hell is this girl? She's a little linguine noodle. She won the thing. We were like, okay. And Carl and I were like, really? The next day, Roberta Vinci and who was it? Not Vinci, her countrywoman.
Panetta, who just had child.
Yeah,
child.
Flavia Panetta was talking about that would not happen if I was still playing, or anybody in my era. And I felt so. For the next week, I had to watch Raducanu going to the Met Gala and all this stuff, and I'm like, she's done. And so finally, I put something somewhere, and someone was like, man, you're a hater, throwing me under the bus. And I was like, you know what? Forget it.
You said Andreescu would be a one-time. Look, guys, it's happened. Isa Sabalenka will never win, and she will never win.
Let's go. and look, Andreescu.
And Andreescu, it'll never happen again.
Who?
Watch.
Okay, so look, here's the interesting thing about last names in tennis. If your name ends in like IC, you're a beast. Ivanovic, Djokovic, Tipsarevic. What's up, Tipsarevic?
Yeah, Tipsarevic wasn't a beast.
But he was a good player.
Yeah, but there's better players than
okay, and if you're an Ova, you're really good in tennis. Kvitova, give me some more Ovas. Navratilova,
Krejcikova will not win another French Open. That's it. Her game has been figured out.
But a new one I just figured out. If your last name ends in you suck. Raducanu, Andreescu, who? Losing 20 more subscribers today. Come on.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Told you.
We got a lot of one-hit wonders. Yeah, a lot. In tennis lately, in the women's side, a lot. It's like Sophia Kenin. Where does she go? Well, now I see coaches making fun of her serve.
Do you?
That's a serve. They got a picture.
Do you consider Anna Ivanovic a one-hit wonder?
Yes.
Why? Absolutely. Because she had a long career, though. She finally won. There's a difference, I think, between players like Andreescu and Raducanu and Ivanovic. Because
she's a better one-hit wonder. She's like a Sabatini.
Ivanovic is a Hall of Fame player.
She's like a Sabatini. They won one, but they had a great career.
They had a great career.
There you go.
At the same time, Raducanu, who? What are you talking about, Willis? Raducanu.
Have you guys seen the picture of Sophia Kenin, all the coaches? She's like this, and they're talking about how she's done in tennis.
Yeah.
But yet everybody was like, oh, she's going to be so good.
There was a couple YouTubers after Raducanu won that, and you could go check their title. They may have probably deleted it by now, but it was like Raducanu, the new GOAT. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put mine out. Raducanu, you freaking blah. Look, overhyped. Media sold it. Burn her out already. She'll be on a calendar shoot soon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Another
Kenin has had a bad reaction to the vaccine, has been injured. Yeah, well, she got the vaccine.
That's another good one.
She got the vaccine. So
it's another good one.
Can't hate her.
We do hear that Sam Stosur, that this is going to be her last year on tour. Now, we've heard this before. When she may. Okay, how do I want to put this? Sometimes players will say they're retiring. Then they retire for a little while, and then they have bills to pay, and they realize that they need to maybe play doubles. And she's a great doubles player. So I have read this on different sources that indicated that she would retire, and I thought to myself, we'll see her again in doubles or mixed doubles. Thoughts?
Yeah, doubles. Play doubles for sure. Because she could still do it.
Yeah, I just don't think you should say you're going to retire if you.
Clijsters needs to stay retired though.
Yeah, I mean, very rarely do you see someone else in pro sports retire and then come back. I mean, Jordan did it, but he played.
She did it one time. Like it worked for her, but it's not going to work again. You know, it's just no.
All right.
You got to eat lunch before.
Yeah. So it didn't rain. I put a post out there earlier that we were going to do a show if it rained. We didn't. Our first lessons of the day finished, and we had an hour or an hour and a half of a window to do this.
We have not watched King Richard. Sorry, not yet.
I heard that Serena's sister or half sister didn't like it too much. But anyway, but we actually are currently teaching. So we have to go back out for our lessons starting at 1 all the way to the afternoon. I just want to prep everybody for this. We are going to do the $500 cash giveaway. All you have to do is when the Australian Open starts, I'll do a video about it. You are going to predict or try to predict the men's finals at the Australian Open, the women's finals at the Australian Open, and both winners. So if you hit all 6, both finalists, men's, women's, and both winners, I'll send you $500 in cash. I used to do it. I do the fantasy teams that I do where we create teams, blah, blah, blah. Another time, I'll tell you this stuff later. But Carla and I have been asked to assist or to help a club a little bit away from here. That would, if that happens, we will be much more busy.
Full-time coaches.
So we'll be full-time coaches. I mean, we still are, but we're able to go, a half a mile up the street and then come right back, So we won't. So in other words, we will be, leaving very early in the morning and then coming back
very late,
late at night.
Yeah.
And we hope that opportunity occurs and we're ready to do so. So if we are lucky enough to be on the same page as this club, and I'll speak more on that later once we know the future, but we won't be able to do this every single day during majors as we used to.
We won't.
So we will find time to do it. I will still do the prize giveaways. We'll still do shows, but running a club is a full-time responsibility. We have one here. It's and we've done that, and we still will do that. But we want to offer our services closer to some of our students as well, which will mean we won't be able to do it every day. Don't worry about it. We'll still do shows though. And if it doesn't happen, nothing changes. Just regular old, what we always have done for the past 5 years. Okay. So anyway, positive energy on that. Thanks to everyone. Great to hear from all you. Mike Walker, what's up, brother? Yin Hao, always love. Milan at the very beginning, starting off topic number 1. The whole deal, man. Much love to all you guys. You guys are soldiers of the same struggle. We obviously don't do this for subscribers. Check out the Radhakan Who video and unsubscribe after that. At least give me the benefit of watching it. But nonetheless, we'll see you guys very soon. The pre-Australian Open shows have started. We talked to a board of people tomorrow to find out whether or not this opportunity will come into fruition or not. And we will discuss more about that with you guys later. But we'll break the news one way or the other, maybe tomorrow. Okay. Wish us luck. We worked hard. All right.
All right.
Peace out. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
I'm going to do the Nas. You can hate me now.
Yeah. Don't stop now. Work hard. Let's go. Work hard. Keep going. Stay.
Guys, I've gotten worse as I've gotten older. I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't care if people hate me at all.
Doesn't matter.
I actually say, bring it.
Bring it, man.
I'm like Medvedev. Come on.
Come on.
Bye, guys.
All right, see you, man. Take care. Peace out. See you soon.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
And you.
Yeah, just tap it in. Yeah. There you go.